Alright, 1.2 is titled Mixing Juice, and underneath that it says comparing ratios. However, keep in mind there are other mathematical tools you can use to compare numbers. What did we have on the worksheet that we just went over besides ratios? Percents, fractions, what's that one when you subtract?
Different.
Yeah, okay. So today I will say you are not limited to this. You are limited to whatever mathematical tool helps get the answer. Okay, so keep that in mind. Here is the story for today. Every year, 7th grade students at Langston Hughes School go on an outdoor education camping trip. During the week-long trip, the students study nature and participate in recreational activities. Everyone pitches in to help with the cooking and cleanup. This year, Arvin and Mariah were in charge of making orange juice for the campers. They planned to make the juice by mixing water and frozen orange juice concentrate. To find the mix that would taste the best, they decided to test some mixes. So how many of you have ever made juice from that can of frozen concentrate? You know, you take off the lid, and then it says on the back, like, add cans of water. Have you done that before? Has anybody done that and added more water than what it said? Because you like it watered down. How many of you add less water than what it says because you like it to be, okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about here. These are the 4 recipes that they tried out. So mix A says 2 cups of frozen concentrate, so like 2 of those, and then 3 cups of cold water. So that was that recipe. Mix B, 5 cups of concentrate, 9 cups of cold water. Mix C, 1 cup concentrate, 2 cups cold water, and mix D, 3 cups concentrate, 5 cups cold water. And at the beginning it said they were like testing these out because they want the one that tastes the best. But best to Cameron might not be the best to Heidi, and those might not be the best to what Sam likes. So the question on the next page makes it a little bit more specific. Okay? Which one would be the most orangey flavored, and which one would be the least orangey flavored? So what does that mean? Least orangey means what?
Not sour.
Yeah, like watered down, right? Most orangey would be that really fruity, strong flavor. Okay, so here's what you're going to do with your group. And we will go as long as we need. Last class we went about 5 to 10 minutes. With your group, you have to decide of these 4 recipes, which one is going to create the juice that has the most orangey flavor, and which one has the least orangey flavor, and you have to support your answer with math. You have to give me some mathematical reason as to why you say this one is the orangiest and this one is the least orangiest. So again, think about what we did on that worksheet. We said ratios, we had fractions, we had percents, we had differences. Which one of those could you use to justify your answer? Most orangey and least orangey. Okay? Go ahead. Talk about that with your group. You can use calculators.
Okay. I think it's gonna be mix A because like it has only 1 cup more of water more than the concentrate. I don't understand how to do this.
Okay, so say what you were saying. What were you saying?
I think it's A because like it has like all of them have like more than 1 cup.
More water. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then A only has 1.
So you're like
cup.
saying 2 cups of concentrate, 3 cups water. That's only 1 more cup of water.
Yeah.
Okay, but then look at mix C. 1 cup concentrate, 2 cups water. That has the same thing you said. So how do you compare A and C?
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does. So if you were comparing,
And there's more concentrate in A than there is in C.
so even though it's 1 more in both, A has more concentrate, therefore you say it's for A or C.
Oh, A.
A.
Yeah.
Do you agree with her argument, Paxton? You agree with that? Okay,
But
so
how
if
do
you
I do
guys,
that in mathematical
well,
terms?
you're giving me a little bit of math. I'm gonna see if we can get more when we talk about it as a big group. Okay?
Do I have to write that whole thing down, or do I just write my answer?
You have to write that down.
Okay.
Summarize it as much as you can. Then you guys gotta go on to the conversation of least orangey. Some of your reasons might lead, like the reasons you just said for most might lead you to least. Okay, so keep going.
Mixed E is 2, mixed B is 4. That's the difference. YOLO.
So I have it kind of mixed up.
Well, with which one is stronger? But you don't have, your answers are mixed up. I just thought your thinking was mixed up with which one was stronger and which one was weak.
Do you guys have most and least?
I do.
Do you have math to back it up?
Is B.
When you ask me,
That's
Okay, you need to talk with your group on that first. Talk with your group on it first. That's how you guys have this figured out with your group. Most and least with math to back it up.
Ooh.
Can I get
Isn't there
Not
like
until you've done that.
ways? Because you can like do 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 7 is 45.
We'll talk about your thinking with the differences. Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
That's what they were talking about before you came over
Yeah,
here.
that's kind of what I thought I
Yeah.
heard Angel talking about.
Double 9 isn't double 5, it's just less. But 2 is twice as much as 1, so C has twice as much water than it does concentrate. And
So it would be what?
C.
For the
least.
because you're saying it has twice as much water than concentrate and none of the rest do?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Okay, that's a good reason. What about most then?
I think that A is because it's 2 out of 3 and has 2 cups of concentrate and 3 cups of cold water. None of the other ones get as high as 2/3.
Okay. Okay.
So that's my reason.
Okay. You guys agree or disagree?
I agree because I
Because none of the other
can't do
ones
math.
get as high as 2/3.
Alright, what are you guys thinking for most and least?
I think most is mixed A and the least is mixed B.
So A and B, so what's your argument for most on A?
Okay, on A, let's start with B.
Oh, you can start with B, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Because if you look at all of them, B has more, like A has only 1 more cup of water. B has 4,
Okay,
C has 1.
so you're using differences between water and concentrate.
Yeah.
So that would make, okay. Okay, write that down, be ready to discuss it. So what are you thinking for most and what are you thinking for least?
Most is B,
Okay,
because it has more,
concentrate or juice, you can say juice. Okay,
and more cups of cold water.
okay. So that's your reasoning for most, and then what about C for least?
C because it has the least stuff.
Concentrate,
Yeah.
okay. So you're really focusing on that concentrate number, comparing like the 5 to the 1, okay. Okay, be ready to talk about that when we share.
To get percent, you divide these two, right?
Okay, a percent is a part out of a whole, right? Would you agree that concentrate is a part and water is a part? Yes. So if you're dividing, you're really finding the value of the ratio, which isn't necessarily wrong. What numbers do you get when you do that?
So this
So
one.
you get 6, 5, 5, 6. So you did 2 divided by 3. Whoa, hold on. 2 divided by 3, and you got point, here, let's go up to the hundredths, because right now it's hard to compare them. So 0.66. And then did you do 5 divided by 9? 0.55. And then 1 divided by 2 was 0.50 or 0.5, good. And then D, you did 3 divided by 5, which was 0.60. So dividing ratios, finding their value, we did that in the last book, right? Which one of those has the highest ratio value? A, which one has the lowest? C, so which one would you say is the most fruity and which one would you say
I
is the
think
least
it's
fruity?
B.
What? How is that?
B is the most.
B has more
fruity.
water.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of water.
Oh, that
Yeah,
means
so
it's
that-
the less.
Less.
That's the
Is A the one that has the most?
So B is the
But
less.
No, look at. This one has the most, this one has the least.
Yeah,
Okay,
How does that have?
So let's look at it another way, cause I think what you're doing is you're only paying attention to water and you're forgetting about the juice. Look at mix, let's go to C, okay? 2 cups of water and how many cups of juice? 1. So would you agree that there's twice as much water? Cause you got 1 here and you got 2 here. So let's look at B. There's 9 cups of water and there's 5 cups of juice. Is that twice as much water? So 5 times 2 is 9.
10.
It would be 10. So it's not twice as much water, it's less than that.
Oh.
So which one really has more water compared to juice?
C.
C, because it's twice as much and B isn't quite twice as much. So do you see why C is a little bit more watery? And look at your numbers here. If you divide your ratios, you get 0.55 and you get 0.5. Which one's lower? Which one's lower, guys? 55 or 50?
55.
Which one's lower?
50.
50. Okay, so I think you know which ones are most and least. Be ready to share that.
Well, here's what you have to tell me. First, you're telling me the juice that you think is the most orangey. And if you don't all agree, like if Cameron and Heidi don't agree, you get to vote and tell me which one. Okay, if you all agree, then just one person can tell me. So most orangey. Claire, what'd you guys say?
You said mixed A.
A? B?
No.
You said A.
Most. A? 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 A. So we got all A's and a B. That's okay. That's almost identical to what we had in the last class, actually. Okay, so we got 5 here and 1 here for most. Okay, let's talk about the least orangey. I'm gonna go backwards. That table, least.
B.
B. C.
C.
C. C. C.
I changed to C.
She changed it to C. Okay, so we've got 5 here saying it's the least and 1 here saying it's the least. That's an interesting mix right there. Most and least can't be both. We'll have to see which one it is. Okay. Now I need somebody that can support their answer mathematically. Okay? Mathematically. Heidi, I never even talked to you. I have no idea what you're going to say. Go for it. If I change mix A to a fraction, she says it would be 2/5. So, okay, and if I divide it, I get 0.4, which means what? We'll just leave it at 0.4. I'm okay with that. Okay? Where the heck did she get 2/5? Because I did not talk to anybody else in the room that did it this way. So where did she get 2/5?
Oh.
Sam.
Wait. Anybody don't know.
Okay, she doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, where's the 2 obviously
I do
from?
know. 2 cups. I do know.
2 cups of concentrate. Would you agree that's part of the mix?
Ooh, I know. I should know.
Okay, so what's 5?
When you
When you, okay, so if I do 2 of these and 3 of these, would you agree that's 5 cups of liquid?
Yeah.
Okay, so she did a true fraction, part to whole, and then she divided to get 0.4. Okay? Okay, so we're gonna keep going with Heidi's method. So Heidi, what would your fraction be on letter B? Ooh, you disagreed with yourself. What would it be if we found, okay, 14, and when you divide, you would get
0.3.
5, 0.35. Okay, even if you did not do the fraction way, I think you can help us out. What would the fraction be for mix C? What would mix C fraction be? Sam? 1/3. And what's 1/3 as a decimal?
Is it 0.6?
3. Okay. And then what about mix D as a fraction?
3/8.
3/8. And that comes out to be 0.375. Okay. Some of those numbers are hard to see, I know, but Heidi's way of doing it shows which juice as being the most orangey?
A.
0.4,
It's A.
it would be a 0 after that if I made it to the hundredths. 40, 35, 33, 37.
40.
So which one's the most?
A.
A. Which one's the least according to Heidi's work?
C.
C.
I disagree. C.
Okay? So we have some agreeers and we have some disagreeers. And Mackenzie, sorry, I'm gonna hold on to you in just a second. Sam, why do you disagree?
Because I think that mixed B is the least.
Because?
Because it has, all of the other ones have like 2 and 1 cup of water. That one has 4.
So you're looking difference-wise, right? 3 minus 2 is 1, 9 minus 5 is 4, 2 minus 1 is 1, 5 minus 3 is 2. How many of you looked at the differences? I heard a lot of people do that.
You did.
Okay. Okay. Middle table, I think, is who it was. Because you guys had an argument about B and C. Remember that, Felix? Okay, so we talked about, let's compare. How much water or juice and water do I have going on in mix C? If I've got 1 cup of juice and 2 cups of water, would you guys agree I have twice as much water? Would you agree that the water is doubled?
Yeah.
1 times 2 is 2. Look at mix B. Do I have twice as much water? Almost. Is it a little more or is it a little less? A little less. So which one compared to the juice has more water?
Let's see.
C.
C.
Twice as much water. Mix B is not quite twice as much water. Okay, Mackenzie's gonna share what they did at their table. Mackenzie, go ahead.
Okay, so we divided.
And what did you divide?
Percent.
Oh, you did do percents, because percent's part out of a whole. Tell me what you divided on letter
So we divided 2 divided by 3.
A. Okay, everybody pause right there. 2 divided by 3. What is she dividing?
The cup. The cup.
The concentrate and
the water.
the water. Would you agree that this is a part and this is a part?
Yeah.
Do you remember in the last book, we divided the ratios. We compared the value of the ratios. So that's what the middle table did. What number did you get there?
0.66.
Okay. Mix B, what did you divide there? 5 divided by 9, and you got?
0.55.
Okay, somebody knew, what would you divide if you were dividing ratios on mix C? What would that one be? Claire?
1 divided by 2.
Good. 1 divided by 2, which is what?
0.5.
0.5. And what about mix D if I were to divide those ratios? Am I 3 divided by 5, and that comes out to be 0.6. Do these numbers support these numbers? Over here, which one is the highest valued ratio?
A.
Which one's the lowest?
C.
C. Okay, so we use different types of comparisons to come up with the same answer, which is that A is the most orangey, C is the least orangey.